I wonder how many glasses of wine did she have before she attended this community meeting. Watch this.
Yes, she does. Why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here if I don't want to be here?
Because you're here for photo ops and for
not the reason why.
Good. That's why you're
First
here.
of all, district has 700,000. You're not even 1 million people, and you've got the 4th highest homicide rate in the country. That's crazy town, and the data is very clear. It's the juveniles that are carjacking and torching the cars. I never heard of torching. When they are emboldened because they can commit it over and over and over again, then we're the suckers. As a result of the surge, homicides are down 53%. Robberies are down 59%.
How do you measure whether the federal prosecutions are actually making our neighborhoods safer?
How do I measure whether it's making the community safer? Because it is. I just told you.
This is how she wants to operate.
A heated exchange between U.S. Attorney for D.C. Janine Pirro and D.C. native Robert Vincent Branham during Pirro's appearance at the Citizens Advisory Council for MPD's 3rd District.
She needs to be held accountable. President Trump needs to be held accountable.
Why are you interrupting me, sir?
Because you're lying to us.
The back and forth was one part of a near hour-long appearance by Pirro, who showed up to the forum to talk about D.C. crime stats, federal-local coordination, and her priorities.
Beyond the guns, we've got drugs. We've also got domestic violence. We've got robberies. What I want is to have the open dialogue and the communication. As I said, we're not going to agree on anything, but if there's a problem, and if there is something that I can do to change it, then I'm all ears.
Pirro also pointed out her need to prosecute what she calls violent repeat youth offenders.
You can't repeatedly allow young people committing violent crimes to go to ice cream socials and yoga, because that's what they do.
The 3rd District, CAC, says they want to keep the line of communication open with the U.S. Attorney's Office. They are calling for transparency in prosecution decisions impacting neighborhoods. Athena Viscusi has lived in the Mount Pleasant community for years and described what she has experienced since the federal takeover.
Ruthlessly profiling people, picking them up off the street and dragging them away, and then finding out, some of them are maybe citizens, residents. This is not law enforcement. This is lawlessness. This is a reign of terror. This is meant to, if crime's going to go down because we're all intimidated and we're staying in our houses, have we gained anything?
D.C. residents say they hope the concerns raised tonight will be addressed in the future.
Having an atmosphere where people feel safe to take their kids to school, where people feel safe to go to work, where people feel safe to go to the police when you do sometimes need to go to the police. I hope she realized that public safety is it's not a little narrow thing. It's 360 degrees. We do not feel safe.
In the district, Dominique Moody, News 4.
Baby, I have to say it. Without the perfect lighting, without the magic of those expensive cameras over on Fox News, Janine Pirro looks a hot mess. She looks terrible. She looks like she has at a minimum 5 glasses of wine, a hard liquor a day. She asked that man, why do you keep interrupting me? That man said, because you lying. You only here for a photo op. And I hope that the people in that audience recognize that whatever concerns they expressed at that meeting, nothing will be done about it. And lastly, I want you to understand all of that talk Janine Pirro had about ice cream socials and yoga because they keep letting the youth go, that is tied to that legislation that Byron Donalds introduced on the Congress floor. The legislation where he wants to stop all of those programs that help troubled youth to get their records expunged so that they can move on and become something greater in life. Yeah, I'll put that video at the end of this video because Jasmine lit him up and it deserves to be looped in to this video. It's all connected. It's all connected. Now, tell me, how many drinks do you think Janine Pirro had before she attended that community meeting? I'm going to say 5. At least 5 at a minimum. Because baby, lit. She looked lit